Mister.
Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. This is a guide for round 2 of the manufacturer series. Let's get this started. Look for the path on the left as you'll start to brake right before it ends. You want to try to hit this apex and even take advantage of the little dip that is hanging out just after the apex to get the car to rotate a little bit quicker. Once your car is stabilized, you can then accelerate. Trail brake just a little bit for this turn and gradually accelerate. Then brake before the green AstroTurf on the right ends and bring yourself all the way to the left, all the way to the inside, and be very careful on the throttle right here. Short shift if you need to try to stabilize the car a little bit more. Then before the track path on the right ends, you want to start to brake, trail brake a lot through this turn, bring yourself to the left, and then start to brake when the curb on the left ends. You'll be braking hard for just a moment, get yourself as close to the apex as you can, and carefully accelerate your way out. With the Nissan GTR, quickly get the car pointing to where you want to go before you start to accelerate. Brake when the gray curb on the left starts and try to go for a somewhat late apex. Try to be very smooth on the throttle as it is very easy to initiate oversteer. Then get on the curb on the right, ease out the throttle, get on the curb on the left, and slowly get back on full throttle. Then when the gray tarmac on the right starts, you want to start to brake hard in a straight line, and then you want to try to take a little bit of advantage of the apex right here. Once again, be very careful on the throttle, then trail brake quite a bit for this long turn and gradually get back on full throttle. For this upcoming chicane, start to brake before you reach the 100 meter mark. You want to try to align yourself so you take advantage of the apexes and the track limit, but at the same time, you want to try to align yourself in such a way where you almost go through the chicane in as straight of a line as possible. Then for this final turn, look for a big dry patch of grass that is on the left, and you will start to brake once you reach it. Smoothly bring yourself on the inside using a bit of trail braking and gradually accelerate your way out. And that is it for the lap guide. Let's go ahead and talk about the strategy. When it comes to the strategy, there's only one strategy, but you only have to worry about the tires. There's more than enough fuel for you to complete the race, so don't worry about the fuel. But when it comes to the tires, all you have to do is just pit once, get a new set of racing hard tires, and you're pretty much good to go. So when to pit, that's going to depend on how much your car likes to tear its own tires apart. So with the Nissan GTR, at least in my experience, it likes to tear the tires apart pretty fast. So I'll have to pit at the end of lap 7. I can try to stretch it out to lap 8, but at the same time I'm risking getting a much slower lap time due to either me potentially oversteering or stuff like that. If you happen to be in a car where it's a bit easier on the tires, then you could definitely think about pitting towards the end of lap 8 or even lap 9. Trying to pit at the end of lap 10 is kind of pushing it, so I would just say pit at the end of lap 9 the latest, and that's if you have really good tire wear on your car. Now I'm going to quickly mention this, and this is just for those in the Nissan GTR. You want to be really careful on the throttle. So just take a look right here. I almost lose it twice because the back wheels just love to spin a lot. This car has a ton of power, so even just applying a little tiny bit too much power or throttle to this car, is going to encourage the back wheels to spin, and you already risk oversteering. So you want to be careful about that, and especially when the tires are starting to get some good amount of tire wear, it's going to be even harder to try to get the exact amount of throttle you need to be competitive, but at the same time to not spin out into oblivion. So that's something you want to think about, is for those in the Nissan GTR. I'm not sure how it is with the other cars. But yeah, so once your tires are getting more worn, you want to be a bit more careful, and it's going to be a little harder just because the other cars, they're probably going to realize that you're starting to struggle a bit, and they're going to come after you. So get ready to defend your position and just hope for the best until it's time to come into the pit stop or cross the finish line, depending on your stint. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This one's really fast, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. This is Mr. MCA wishing you a good race, and I'll see you in the next video.